Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel Without a Wire, where we explore everything home automation. So for this video I'm back at my mother's house. I need to provide some additional lighting. As you can see behind me in the evening it's quite dark, so what I'm going to do is to fit a LED flex strip light in the roof. I'll show you in a moment. But before we get started, remember to give this video a like if you like these kind of videos, and also hit subscribe and ding that bell icon if you want to get notifications of future videos. So let's get started. So the idea is to actually put some light there in that corner there, because it's quite dark, and with the camera in the window here, although with the lighting over there, there's some lights over there, it does create enough light for the Wisecam version 3 to actually have color night vision. But this corner over here still gets very dark at night, and we would need to make a plan. So what I did is I got a 10 meter flex strip LED, which we will fit right here underneath the roof against the wall, running straight down the wall right through to the back door and connecting power through this line up to the motion sensing floodlight, which is behind the wall there and doesn't always pick up motion from that side. So if we have light over here running right through down to the end of the house, it might make a difference in the lighting between the house and the parking. This light is also connected to a smart switch inside the house, a Sonoff TX01, which also will enable me to do some automations with. Now, before I do the installation, there's a couple of options, like the one you saw and where I said I'm going to install it. The second option would have been feeding the light from the day-night switch in the roof over there, which powers some of the LED lights at the back of the house. That would mean I would need to run a cable all through the roof down there, and I would have to actually connect the power there, where it would be a little bit more exposed than on the other side of the house. A little bit more about the LED flex. I chose these LED flex. You can see it's in a nice rubber casing, quite flexible, and it's also weatherproof, and it's also fire retardant. So this is the perfect LED light strip to use outside the house. It's quite durable and it will last a long time. So let's do a time lapse and see how we do it. So at first I was going to fasten the LED strip with these little brackets, but they are made of rubber, and as you can see, they are quite flexible. So I started the installation with one or two of these, and it seemed like they are not strong enough, like you can see over here. The first two I installed with one of these clips, like you can see over there. It's stretching quite a bit, but I couldn't get a cable tie in there. So if you look on this side, you can see it also stretches, but I started using cable ties. So as you can see, the strip is nicely aligned and the cable ties are holding it nicely in place, and the installation looks more or less professional. The issue with this is that I could only tie the LED flex strip wherever I could get a cable tie between the bricks and the trusses. So you would see that the cable ties are not nicely aligned, but they do keep the LED strip in position. Now that the LED strip is fastened, it's time to do the electrical work. So that electrical cable would have to be spliced and brought down into this box where it will get power, and it will be connected to a smart wall switch as well, where I could set it to switch on at sunset and switch off at sunrise, or I can actually do a bit more smart automations with it. What routines do you think would be appropriate for this? Leave a comment in the video, let me know.
Tell me that we were pieces of each other. I could never be anything without you, love. I really hate to see how quick it seems you're breaking down, but I'm fine, yeah. Boy, I didn't need all of these stray bags to carry. Just couldn't believe a lifelong lost ordinary. What I could achieve, could've climbed much higher all this whole time.
As you can see, the installation is done. Unfortunately, I had to use the cable ties because the clips that I bought are too rubbery and too weak to keep the LED flex in place, but the cable ties would keep it nice and tidy, although it's not uniform. Let's see how it works. I also wrote two automations for this. This floodlight is connected to this smart wall switch inside the bottom switch, and the problem with that is my mother keeps on switching off this light, even though this floodlight has its own day-night sensor and motion sensor built in, so this light never needs to be switched off. So what I did is I wrote a routine in Alexa to actually switch this light on every day at sunset. But with the LED installed now, the LED doesn't have a day-night switch, and it doesn't feed from the floodlight switch. So I had to write another routine. Since the sunset routine will switch it on every day at sunset, I just added another routine that will switch off these two lights at sunrise in the mornings. So I'm set for this with a nice automation to switch it on at night and switch it off again at sunrise. We'll have a look a bit later when this light switches on and how it actually lights up this area over here and how it affects the camera view. Let's just test it quickly with the voice command. Alexa, switch on the floodlight switch.
Okay.
there you go. You can see it makes quite a nice light. There's a little bit of a flickering on the camera, and you can hardly even see the cable ties. But we'll have a look at the effect it has in the evening when it's darker. So the second control I have in the kitchen to prevent my mother from switching off the floodlight and also the LED outside is this little motion sensor here. You can see the switch sits over there, and you would actually need to enter the kitchen from this side. Whenever my mother would enter the kitchen after sunset, that sensor would pick her up and the light will go on for half an hour. If the sensor keeps on picking up motion, it will keep the light on, thus preventing her from switching off the wrong light. So that's my backup control. Another addition to my mother's house are these clipless frames for the Sonoff wall switches. As you can see, it's like a flexible type plastic, and if you have a closer look, it seems like it's 3D printed. I would leave a link in the description below the video where you can find these if you would want to put some of these on your wall switches as well. It's quite easy to install, just presses over, no difficulty whatsoever, and once it's on, it actually makes the switch look nice and well rounded. Alrighty then, it is the evening now and the LED flex strip is on, which means my routine for sunset has worked, and you can see it makes quite a nice line of light in front of the house. The floodlight just caught me coming outside, but we'll switch off in a moment. You look at the installation, the cable ties are hardly showing, and if you compare the house to all the other houses now, you can see the house is well lit for quite a strip. It's about 3 meters in front of the house. It's lit with a continuous light compared to the other 3 next to it, where it shows that it's quite dark. There's the floodlight switching off now. It's now pitch dark. It's not really pitch dark. The moon is out. It's almost full moon. And you can see it makes quite a nice line of light in front of the house compared to the other 3 units next to the house. And with this light making a bit more light in front of the house, we will have a look at what the views look like on the Wise version 3 camera with the light on and with the light off. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, if you like this video, give it a like. Also hit subscribe and ding that bell icon if you want to get notifications of future content. If you want to contribute to this channel, please join the Patreon campaign, link in the description below, or you can do a once-off donation on PayPal. If you want to start some of these projects of your own and you don't know where to start, you can contact me. Email address in the bottom of the screen and also in the description. Or if you have some of your own DIY home automations and you would like to show it off, you can also contact me on the email address and we'll make a plan. All the products discussed in the video is also available on links in the video description, so you're welcome to go and have a look there. What do you think of these projects and what would you have done differently? Let us know by leaving a comment on the video. Thanks everybody for watching, and see you in the next video.